Hey, you guys. It's your girl, B.Kadijat, your new digital girlfriend. I hope you all are well. If you stumbled across my podcast, The Single Files, you're here for a reason. So, you ask, what is The Single Files? Well, back in 2020, I just had like this epiphany of really paying attention and leaning into my single years. And just like most people, the single years are quite interesting. um, but I never really knew how to fully capture it. Like, I'll have conversations with my friends just about like my dating experiences or just even some of like the revelations of some nuances of being single. Just about self discovery, self care, my mental health, how I am growing into the woman that I've always imagined myself to be. So initially, I started a blog called Signed by B.Kadijat, and unfortunately, I abandoned that blog, but I always had it in mind that I wanted to kind of create this space for just singles. I mean, obviously, I always gotta look out for my girls, but just for singles, period. Just to create some relatable topics. But um, when I moved into my apartment in 2022, I decided that I wanted to really capture the essence of this newfound chapter of being a single woman living on her own in this big city of Chicago. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't do a good job in capturing it. I took myself on a couple of dates. I vlogged about it, but I was really just in and out. So this year, um, I had it in mind that I wanted to create these moments of doing a podcast. Obviously, life got in the way and it didn't allow that to happen. And I think part of the reason why I didn't allow it to happen was out of fear. Um, yeah, technically out of fear. So the single files is really going to be a it's going to be somewhat of a diary slash conversation space where I am taking you all on my journey as I'm navigating my single years in my 30s. Living alone these past 2 years, it has been rewarding, but I have been through some challenges. Adulthood is ghetto. No matter how you slice it, adulthood is so ghetto. Dating adds to it adds to the debauchery of ghetto-ness. But then also just facing financial hardships and constantly pivoting and just really discovering things that makes me tick, that kind of gauges my interest, that kind of allows me to do a lot of deep thinking about myself and the trajectory of my life. So the single files is really just a space that where we're going to do some digging on some things that are uncomfortable. We're going to touch on topics that most single people find to be uncomfortable. So I want the single files to be somewhere that is relatable and kind of be an educational piece for people who are not in their single era anymore. But being single 10 years ago and being single today are like two different things. So I definitely want to just talk about that. So the single files is definitely for the girls, but I'm opening it to the guys as well. So I touched on this on my YouTube channel, and if you are following me, thank you. If not, please find me on YouTube. It's B.Kadijat. And I kind of highlighted this, that I think a lot of times in social media we get so caught up in what we think we should be doing in order to gauge interest from others and to create this following. And I fell victim to that. I wanted to create these reels and these TikTok videos and these YouTube videos of what my life looks like. Now, granted, it was authentic, but I don't feel like I was truly capturing what single life really looks like. So I want to talk about that in my podcast. So This is the first file of what is the single files. I'm going to talk about love, definitely going to talk about dating, talk about therapy and how grief had allowed me to kind of shift my mind and how I see life and be a little bit more hungry for it, because we are definitely living on borrowed time. And just overall the art of just balancing my life. And hopefully balancing yours as well. So I hope that you all kind of stick around with me on this newfound journey of this podcast, of learning more about me and what the Single Files definitely has to offer. So again, my name is B.Kadijat, and welcome to the Single Files.